everyone. Welcome to today's podcast. My name is Jake, and I am very happy to have you here. Today, we will talk about something very useful for all English learners: how to understand fast English. Maybe you have tried listening to native speakers in movies, YouTube videos, or podcasts, but sometimes it feels too fast, right? You may hear words, but it's hard to understand them. Don't worry, this is very normal, and almost everyone experiences it. In this episode, I will share simple and effective tips to help you understand English even when it is spoken fast. By the end, you will know practical ways to improve your listening skills and feel more confident when you hear fast English. So, let's get started. Now, before we learn how to understand fast English, it's important to know why it feels difficult. First, words are spoken very fast. Sometimes native speakers talk so quickly that it is hard to hear each word clearly. Even if you know the words, they may sound different in fast speech. Second, English words are often connected together. This is called connected speech. For example, instead of saying, "What are you doing?" a native speaker might say, "What you doing?" It sounds like one word. If you don't know this, it can be confusing. Third, some words are not stressed when spoken fast. Small words like is, are, to, the may almost disappear in fast speech, so it may feel like some words are missing. Fourth, there are many different accents and pronunciations. English is spoken in many countries, and the same word can sound different. This can make understanding even harder at first. But don't worry, these problems are normal. Every English learner faces them. The good news is that with practice and the right techniques, you can learn to understand fast English just like native speakers. In the next part, we will talk about how daily listening can help you improve quickly. Now, let's talk about why listening every day is very important if you want to understand fast English. Listening is like exercise for your brain. The more you listen, the more your brain becomes familiar with the sounds, words, and rhythm of English. This helps you understand English even when it is spoken quickly. You don't need to understand every word at first. Just try to listen a little every day. Even if you only understand a few words, your brain is learning and improving. There are many ways to practice listening every day. You can listen to podcasts like this one. You can watch movies or TV shows in English. You can listen to songs or YouTube videos. Try to choose something you enjoy. When you like what you listen to, it becomes easier and more fun. Also, it's okay to listen to the same audio many times. Each time, you will understand a little more. Step by step, your brain will get used to fast English, and listening will become much easier. Remember, consistency is key. Even 10 to 15 minutes every day is better than one long session once a week. Daily practice will help you understand fast English naturally, just like native speakers. Now that we understand why listening daily is important, the next step is learning common words and phrases. When you know the most used words in English, it becomes much easier to understand fast speech. For example, words like want, need, go, come, like appear all the time in conversations. If you know them well, you can catch the meaning even if the speaker talks quickly. It's also very useful to learn common phrases. English speakers often use the same expressions over and over. For example, "How's it going?" Instead of "How are you?" "I'm on my way," instead of "I am coming now." When you recognize these phrases, Your brain doesn't need to translate word by word. You can understand the meaning immediately, even when it's fast. Here's a tip. Make a list of 10 to 20 common words or phrases and practice listening and repeating them every day. Try to notice them in movies, songs, or podcasts. The more you hear them, the faster you will understand fast English naturally. Remember, learning common words and phrases is like building a toolkit for your brain. With this toolkit, understanding fast English becomes much easier. Now, let's talk about something very important: connected speech. In fast English, words are often joined together. Native speakers don't always say each word clearly. For example, instead of "What are you doing?" they might say "What you doing?" Instead of "I am going to eat," they might say "I'm gonna eat." If you try to listen to every single word, it can be very confusing. But if you learn how words connect, it becomes much easier to understand. Here's how you can practice. Start slow. Listen to slow English first, like beginner podcasts or simple YouTube videos. Listen again at normal speed. Try to hear how the words are joined together. Repeat aloud. Say what you hear. This will help your brain get used to connected speech. Another tip is to focus on the rhythm and sounds of English, not just the words. English has a special rhythm where some words are stressed and others are quieter. Listening carefully to this rhythm will make fast speech much easier to follow. With regular practice, your brain will start to recognize connected speech automatically, and understanding fast English will feel much easier. Another very useful way to understand fast English is to use subtitles and transcripts. Subtitles are the words that appear on the screen when you watch a video or a movie. Transcripts are the written text of what someone says. Both can help you catch words and phrases you might miss when listening. Here's how to use them effectively. Start with English subtitles. Watch videos or movies with English subtitles. Listen carefully while reading the words. You will notice how fast speech sounds match the written words. Listen without stopping. Try to follow the subtitles without pausing. Your brain will start connecting the sounds to the words naturally. Use transcripts. If you have a transcript, read it first, then listen to the audio. This helps you predict words and understand fast speech more easily. Gradually remove subtitles. After practicing, try watching videos without subtitles. You will notice that you understand more words and phrases than before. The key is to practice regularly. Subtitles and transcripts are like training wheels on a bike. They help you at the beginning, and slowly you will ride smoothly without them. Using these tools every day can make a big difference in understanding fast English. Now, let's talk about a very powerful technique called shadowing. Shadowing means listening to English and repeating it at the same time. It helps you improve listening, speaking, pronunciation, and understanding fast English all at once. Here's how you can do it. Choose a short audio. It can be a sentence, a phrase, or a short podcast clip. Listen carefully to how the speaker says it. Pay attention to the rhythm, stress, and intonation. Repeat at the same time as the speaker. Try to copy the sounds exactly, even if it feels hard at first. Start with short sentences and repeat them several times. Then gradually move to longer sentences and faster audio. Shadowing trains your brain and mouth together. You begin to think in English, not translate from your own language. This makes it easier to understand fast English naturally. If you do shadowing a few minutes every day, you will notice big improvements in your listening and speaking skills. It's a simple but very effective way to become comfortable with fast English. Another important skill for understanding fast English is learning to predict words. When you listen carefully, your brain can guess what comes next, and this makes fast speech much easier to understand. For example, if someone says, "I'm going to the," you can guess that the next word might be store, park, or restaurant, depending on the situation. You don't need to hear every single word to understand the meaning. Here are some tips to practice predicting words. Listen to short conversations and pause before the last word. Try to guess what the speaker will say next. Use context clues. The topic, situation, or previous words often tell you what comes next. Watch videos or movies and try to think ahead while listening. Don't worry if you are wrong at first. With practice, your brain will get better at predicting words. Predicting words trains your brain to follow fast English without getting lost. It also makes listening more active and fun. Remember, understanding fast English is not just about hearing every word, it's about thinking ahead and connecting ideas. This skill will make you much faster and more confident when listening to native speakers. Now, let's talk about an important tip. Listening in chunks, not word by word. Many English learners try to understand every single word when listening. But in fast English, this can be confusing and slow you down. Instead, it's better to listen to groups of words together, or chunks. For example, listen to this sentence. I'm going to the store to buy some bread. Instead of focusing on each word, try to hear it in chunks. I'm going to the store to buy some bread. When you listen in chunks, your brain understands the main idea faster. You don't need to translate every word, you understand the meaning naturally. Here's how to practice. Listen to a sentence or phrase and try to divide it into chunks. Repeat the chunks aloud to feel the rhythm. Gradually increase speed as you get more comfortable. Listening in chunks also helps with connected speech, because your brain starts recognizing phrases instead of separate words. With regular practice, your brain will automatically process fast English in chunks, and understanding native speakers will become much easier and faster. Now, one of the most important things to remember when learning to understand fast English is patience and consistency. Learning to understand English spoken quickly does not happen overnight. It takes time for your brain to get used to the sounds, rhythm, and speed of native speakers. So, don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. The key is consistency. Practice a little every day, even 10 or 15 minutes is very helpful. Daily listening, repeating phrases, shadowing, and using subtitles will slowly train your brain to follow fast English naturally. Also, be patient with yourself. Celebrate small improvements. Even if you understand one or two more words than yesterday, it means you are improving. Remember, slow progress is still progress. Keep practicing every day, and over time, understanding fast English will become much easier and more natural. Now it's time for a mini practice exercise. This will help you apply what we learned today. I will say a short sentence quickly, just like a native speaker. Listen carefully, and then try to repeat it exactly how you hear it. Here's the sentence. I'm going to meet my friend at the park later. Now, try to repeat it without stopping. Don't worry if you don't get every word. Just try to copy the rhythm and the sounds. Let's try one more. What are you doing this weekend? Good. If you practice like this every day, your brain will get used to fast English, and soon you'll understand much more naturally. Remember, the key is listening and repeating often. Small daily exercises make a big difference over time. Before we finish, I want to remind you, you can do this. Understanding fast English may feel hard at first, but every little practice counts. Be patient, stay consistent, and never give up. Every day you listen, repeat, and practice, your brain is getting stronger. Soon, fast English will feel natural and easier to understand. Keep going, your effort will pay off. Let's quickly review what we learned today. Listen to English every day. Learn common words and phrases. Practice connected speech and shadowing. Use subtitles and transcripts to help your brain. Listen in chunks, predict words, and stay patient and consistent. Now it's your turn. Start practicing these tips every day, even just a little. Your listening skills will improve, and fast English will become easier. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and listen to more tips to become confident in English.